What's up guys, G2, back in Laloon defense videos. This is part 3 and we're going to go over the base designs that you can use to defend against Laloon. There's typically, or in my opinion, there's about 3 different base designs. There's the base design where you have air defense spread out as normal, which is my base right now, or the base I'm showing you right now. There's a base design where you have an archer queen, say, on one side, an air defense. So this is the archer queen. An air defense over here, and then 3 air defense on the other side. So I don't know what to name it, but essentially you're trying to make it so that if they get the archer queen with an air defense kill, they can only get 1 air defense at most. The other base design is archer queen on one side, all 4 air defense on the other. The idea being you can't get the archer queen and an air defense pretty much at all without incredible investment of like multiple golems and multiple wizards and witches and other stuff. So right now I'll go over pros and cons of them, and I'll start with the one that I'm showing you right now, which is the spread air defense, basic design. The pros of this one are that it's probably the most normal looking. I don't know if you really want to call that a pro, but it also has best air defense coverage of the towers, which is important for defending against Holo Wee. You don't want all your air defense clumped up in the center and your towers exposed to 1v1 balloons over and over again, which would make you vulnerable to hogs coming in later because all your double giant bomb traps, all your spring traps, they've all been rendered useless. Spread air defense are good at countering that because the air defense are spread all over the place. It's hard to efficiently take out towers with balloons. So that's the pros of a spread air defense base. The cons are that, in general, they can choose a lot of directions to come from the goal Laloon. Let me clear this off. For this base, if they want to try to get only 1 air defense, it's pretty easy to just put a jump spell and then send your golem and heroes to here. They'll get the air defense, they'll get the archer queen, probably get a few more towers. That shouldn't be too hard. They can also come in from down here. And if the archer queen was more centered, they probably could come in from the other directions. Again, I like my archer queen not in the center, so that basically they can only choose from a couple directions to come from. The spread air defense design also has a chance for them to use Go Laloon and get 2 air defenses down using 2 golems and their heroes and all the other stuff. In this case, I've tried my best to make it very difficult, but with max heroes, it's probably still possible to just plow through all the high HP buildings, including Barbarian King and the Clan Castle, just to get 2 air defense down. Alright, so that's the spread air defense design. So this is another base I made a bit ago. This is 3 air defense on one side. 3 air defense on one side with the archer queen on the other with 1 air defense. The benefits to this one is that it's essentially impossible to spam Laloon. If you start your spam from over here, the lava hounds will kill this air defense, or your balloons will kill the air defense. The lava hounds will go all across the base to get to the other air defense, leaving your balloons behind, and essentially your balloons will get shot to death while your lava hounds are way too far ahead. If you try coming in from the other side with your spam Laloon attack, try come in like this, it's a lot of high-powered, concentrated fire. All 3 air defense are shooting at once. You have a lot of towers just shooting your hounds. You have all the traps there. Your hounds go down pretty quickly. Even if they do survive, though, the hounds will go, again, across the base while your balloons are left in the dust. So, in general, you can't spam balloon against a base with 1 air defense on one side with the archer queen and 3 air defense on the other. It also is another bonus is that it's pretty hard to go Laloon efficiently. There's no real good way to get 2 air defense, or more I guess, with golems plus heroes and the archer queen. If you want to come in from this side to try to get more than 1 air defense, you probably need a jump spell like here. Your golem will walk this way. The archer queen's radius looks like this, I think. Or, well, not... It looks... Let's draw that again. I think it looks something like this. It's incredibly difficult to plow through all those towers and go through Clan Castle, the Clan Castle troops, and like have another jump spell for the Archer Queen because she'll sit behind this wall like over here. Like it's a lot of investment to get those 3 air defense. If you can pull it off, I mean, the base, yeah, probably would be 3-star, but it's extremely difficult without using like 4 golems to try to do it. So, in general, I don't think that's a big weakness. Oops, I skipped back to over here. All right. The disadvantages, there actually aren't really that bad of disadvantages. Like I like this base design quite a bit actually. I'm trying to think what really could be a problem. I guess it stands out that one go Laloon is very simple. It just goes through here, bring in a few wall breakers, a jump spell like here so that the queen when it stands behind the wall will be killed by the barbarian king or something. Yeah, it's not that hard, I don't think, to get a decent number of defenses and an air defense and the archer queen. So I suppose that's the disadvantage of this structure. All right, let's look at the last one. So the archer queen, we notice up here, is pretty hard to reach and also get air defenses because the air defense over here are behind 2 sets of walls from the archer queen and they're pretty far away. So this base, really hard to go Laloon properly. You can try entering from this side with like a jump here, but it's a little iffy if you'll get the archer queen without using 2 golems because you're walking through a lot of towers. You can easily get 2 air defense, from like over here, for example, but you won't get the archer queen if you come down that way, it looks like. If you come from the top, like with a golem and your heroes, then you're not getting any air defense. You're getting an X-bow and 2 archer towers, which all 3 of those combined still don't do as much as an air defense. Maybe the Tesla. Maybe you can justify you're getting as much as an air defense, but it's a lot tougher to Laloon the rest of the base then after that. So this defense or this design, very interesting. It's super effective against Go Laloon. It's really not that good against Spam Laloon though, and we were experimenting with this quite a bit. It's very interesting. If you're going to spam Laloon base with an Archer Queen on one side, 4 air defense on the other, usually it's 3 rage, 1 heal, and that will do the job really well. The reason being, the air defense by virtue of them being on the other side, unless there's like crazy good pathing to make sure balloons don't get on the air defense very quickly, you can rage balloons here and they'll kill the air defense extremely quickly, and the lava hounds will probably still be alive. You're keeping a heal spell for the end instead of 4 rage so that you can drop it like here so that these towers that each do only like 70 damage and then air bombs won't kill your balloons. So it's actually a pretty big weakness. We've been experimenting with it quite a bit against bases that look something like this. Just the lack of one tower that does a lot of damage means a heal spell is just really, really effective. It's actually crazy how effective it is. And of course, the hounds that live, usually they'll live and start helping tank for balloons, they'll still explode somewhat near the Archer Queen, and you're kind of just hoping that the Archer Queen dies. But it's been pretty effective. Not a great way to counter it either, I don't think, unless you have, again, pathing that makes it so the air defense don't go down to balloons very quickly. In this base, for example, balloons can be dropped like this, and then a rage spell here, and it looks like the balloons on the mortar will go to the air defense. Maybe they'll go wizard tower, but then they'll go to the air defense afterwards. Like, it's not a super hard air defense to get to. And this air defense, like the ones close up, extremely easy to get to. Just a few balloons, rage spell, the air defense goes down almost immediately. And so that's what I'd say the biggest flaw of this base is. I can't really think of any other base designs that with air defense oriented one way or another. I guess you could do 2 and 2, but it really just doesn't make too much sense because you're just begging to get go Lalooned. So I don't really think there's a logical other air defense configuration at this point. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys for Laloon defense as a Townhall 9. Hopefully it's helpful. Definitely one of the strongest attacks at the moment in this game, if not the strongest. So make sure you got a base that can defend against this attack, because it doesn't really take a hard scout either. With hogs, I gotta think like, hog pathing like this, and this, double giant bomb, spring straps. Laloon, there's almost nothing you really have to worry about. You can take out half the towers. The air traps you just assume are going to hit you anyway, so you don't really have to pay attention to like a double giant bomb compared to air traps. It's a lot easier to attack someone with Laloon and do reasonably well. So, anyways, see you guys later.